Hi, Mom. I know I look different, but I'm going to make tonight, it's Friday, March 8th. I'm making a video just to let you know. I know it's not the same as really being there. Just to let you and Dad know this is hard. Not being there. And I love you both. And I treasure all the time that we spent. And I'll pray for Dad. And he will be missed when he passes away. And I know he knows what's going on. It must be extraordinarily difficult. And it must be really hard on you. You guys have been married since high school. You've shared a whole life together. You have a lot of things to be proud of. So I'm making you a video really to do a couple things, to share my appreciation, all the memories that we've shared when we were together in Big Bear, Arizona City, all my trucking career, all the conversations, all the visits, but also I would like to share what's going on with my life now, where I am, where I'm going. And my promise is I want to come out as soon as I can. This is my whole life is in a different place than it was when I was living in Arizona City. I've had to overcome a lot of obstacles I wasn't planning on. And I'll be honest with you, I'm 70. When I started driving a truck, I was 55, Dad was 75. When I came out on the train, I was much younger. And without your and Dad's help, I don't know where I'd be today. And I don't know if you remember, but while I was out here for about 18 years, I only saw you and Dad one time a year, and we talked often on the phone, but I just saw you and Dad when you're passing through. And no hard feelings or anything, just that when I'm bringing that up because I'm so thankful to come out and spend the time in Big Bear, driving back and forth with Dad in the truck, coming home for your home-cooked meals, staying at your guest room, hanging out, and then the time in Arizona City. It seems, now it seems like it just goes by so fast, right? I know this is going to be hard. But I wanted to at least make a video. I'm thinking of you, and I appreciate you sending the emails. And I'm sorry. I know Janet's coming over, and everybody's able to drive over, spend time there. But I'm going to make a video. That's my favorite thing to do, is looking back and assembling videos with photos and videos to kind of like reflect on life, because life is so precious. In Buddhism, there's a belief that life is a passing memory that passes so quickly. We're born, and one day we're at the end of our life, and it just seems like a blink of an eye. And I know you both believe that, you'll be in a better place. You both have talked about it. This is inevitable, as you've said, but it still doesn't make it any easier. Dad wanted to make it to 90, and he did. Both of you wanted to make it to your 70th wedding anniversary, and you did. Dad wanted to make it to 91. And I'm so happy you have Jerry and Shirley there, and Billy, and you live in a beautiful house, and you don't have any financial worries. And you feel like it's the best place for you to be at this stage in your own life. given all the circumstances. And I hear that, I feel that. So you're my thoughts and prayers. I was a miracle baby. I might have not even lived to be where I am today. Dad was 20 and you were 18. It's amazing how fast a life can go. But thank you for being my mom. Tell Dad I love him. And I'm gonna make this video tonight. I have to download it, send it to YouTube, make a link and send it to you. And I know you're gonna be busy with Dad, so you might not get around to watch this. So don't feel like you have to watch this now. Something you can watch later. Thank you for all that you've done, including your help. I'm here for you. Thanks for sending the email. I love you, Dad. I don't know when I took this, but this is Dad in his favorite chair reading before he had a walker and oxygen. But when I visited on June 5th, obviously I had a chance to sit on the couch and hang out and talk and watch the Nuggets game that night. That was actually played here in Denver, the second game of the NBA Finals, and Dad and I watched that. And then I came back to Denver, and actually the Nuggets lost 2 games in Miami and came back and won the NBA title for the first time right here in my own backyard. But it was awesome to be able to watch the second game with Dad and hang out and talk and, talk about all kinds of stuff. Do not know I'm coming. I've tried to contact him. I haven't so I'm going to be driving up to their place, and it's going to be a complete surprise. See Arizona City right there. Now this is Arizona City. It has a couple liquor stores, a small market, but this is the main drag of Arizona City. There's a fire department, and this is it. And you go a mile. This is cool for me because I've been showing this on Apple Maps, and now I'm really here. A street called Ellsdorf, and then make a right, then go up 8 blocks, make a right. Start with this video clip. We're at 3 seconds. We can't go more than 37 seconds. That's the length of the average Geico commercial. This is my dad. This is my brother-in-law Roger. This is my sister Kathy's boyfriend that she's had for a while. This is at a golf course that's in front of their condo in their gated community in Casa Grande. And this was taken about 8 years ago on my dad's 82nd birthday. That's 30. My mom and dad at Olin and Kathy's place when we were all together celebrating. Now I had a chance to be around my folks because every month I came home from my hometown to my 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And I saw my mother and father every single month for 13 years. This is my mom. Now they've been married since high school, and I was their first son. Now, most people don't know I was called a miracle baby because I almost died at birth. My mom's appendix ruptured and they rushed me to the hospital. And I survived. That's 32 seconds, dude. That's the length of a Geico commercial. So let's go ahead and switch gears.
We just changed the blind a little. Like this. Better. Oh, like big up.
Now, you take a photograph and then you just basically draw off the photograph? I mean, you paint off the photograph?
Yeah, I mean, you don't do everything identical, not all of it. I mean, like that composition, I mean, like this. The shapes of it. So you can give me that stick.
Where?
Right behind you over there. See the stick behind you?
Okay.
You look, show them what's on there.
Okay, this is what you're copying. I'm using as a reference point. Yeah, I drove through the Tetons just about a month ago or so.
We went through there about 3 times before I become an artist and never saw it. Solid cover was right almost lake level. Here's what I do, Billy, is I'll take stuff like the photo of my dad and mom in the car, and I'll blend it with this.
Yeah.
And that's why I call it video collage. I take multiple things and blend them together so it kind of...
Yeah, because I even got one I made for me of them up on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, them in the truck. That one's back when I was 50. But that's...
Oh, there we go, Bob and Jerry. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. Do you know when I saw this for the first time, I thought they had bought this because it...
She says, Billy, we've had more fun putting that on our Facebook, and the grandkids are saying WTF, Grandma, you know, like what that was.
And because this was in front of the Arizona City House,
Yeah.
and you know, and my mom and
You
dad...
never put nothing past them. You never know if they did buy
Yeah,
something.
no, seriously. So I honestly thought that they had bought this, and then it was cool. I do remember the time you actually pulled up with this,
Oh, yeah.
and boy, that's something else. You'll never get rid of this. Huh?
No, they probably have to bury me. I built that back in '98 for $125. I bought it for, and probably don't even have 10,000 in it. So
Wow. You bought this in its original condition for $125. Okay, I have this mounted hands-free on my windshield. It's a heavy phone, so sometimes it actually falls, but I'm in the mountains still, going on I-70, approximately 40 minutes from my loft. I'm gonna make a video for sure by the end of the day, but most likely I'm gonna go to my loft, unload everything in my car because I can't go out driving. I've got my car loaded with my massage table and things from my parents' garage. I was just in my parents' house in Arizona City. I left Saturday, drove up there Saturday, arrived Sunday, stayed from Sunday till Monday afternoon, about 24 hours, basically overnight. But I had a really nice visit. I couldn't stay longer as much as I'd like to because my situation now is quite a bit different. When I was driving a truck, there was a point I put my foot down, I saved $37,000. My car was paid for, all my credit cards are paid off. I didn't have any rent or mortgage. And it wasn't that I was making a lot of money, but I didn't have that much in the way of expenses, primarily just my cell phone and whatever I spent on the road. Now, because I have my loft, I have parking, I have commercial insurance all the way down the line, plus I have a little bit of credit card debt. Not so much that I can't just put my foot down and pay off the credit cards. But the point is, I was going to work Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and actually go see my dad for my folks today. But my friend Sophia Rashkin, who I haven't heard from in a long time, called me on Saturday, and I told her, well, you know, we hadn't talked in a long time, so she said I would like to catch up and find out what's going on. I mentioned this in another video, but I just thought I'd mention it again driving home. I told her first, not that this was the important thing, I told her on my dad's birthday, which was the 90th birthday, April 24th, I wasn't there, but there was a huge online event called the Art of Living with Matthew McConaughey. It wasn't on TV, it wasn't like a movie. It was, I saw a short little video that I'm going to play because it's only 40 seconds long. I saw the same exact video that I'm going to show you, and it piqued my curiosity. It was free. It was on my dad's birthday, and since I worked my own hours and stuff, and it was 6 hours long, I decided to watch it. I didn't really know anything about Greenlight or Matthew or what he was doing. Of course, I've heard of Anthony Robbins. I did not really know that much about Dean, but I watched it. Right off the bat, before I even went on the event, I upped my status to VIP for only $47. And to tell you the truth, that particular day I was kind of sad. I was kind of in a funk because I wasn't with my dad on his birthday. But I thought it was kind of funny that there was a negative that I wasn't with my dad, and he wanted just to make it to 90, and it wasn't there. But the positive is I was able to be at home and watch this event, right? I got so much out of it. There was 2 million people on it. It was Matthew's first event. I've watched Matthew's opening talk several times, even though I know exactly what he's going to say and how he's going to say it. And I've watched now a number of videos. Here's the takeaway. Here's the bottom line. It may not be the same for you. For me, it was total alignment with my Driving to Tokyo channel as far as some of the philosophy I live by and some of the ways I look at life. I completely related to it, to the point I went all in. All in means, I think it was $700, okay? I put in my credit card. Now, I knew exactly what they were doing, so I'll give you a short summary, and then I'm going to turn this off because it's already been 4 minutes. Because I was in Empower, because I was Jack Canfield's sound man, self-esteem seminars, because I did the Inside Edge and all my experience. I'm not saying this to brag, I'm just saying I had experience with events, putting on events and setting the sound, being around speakers and all of that. And the methodologies, I studied that with Empower Network. First thing, you offer it for free. Now, I'm assuming, I don't know for sure because I haven't talked to Matthew or Dean about this or Anthony, but I'm going to play this and it's worth watching. Dean talks about the fact that they had Matthew speak at one of their events where they had 2 million people. Now, Dean said he's been doing this 27 years and Tony's been doing this 47 years. This is just my assumption. There was 2 million people there for a combination. It was free, but also some people that had already seen Matthew speak at maybe one of Anthony's events and wanted to attend this because they already knew what to expect. And plus it was free. I knew about Anthony. So the bottom line is, I'm 69 going on 70, and I'm still trying to get on the other side of getting fired, losing my house, losing my van, sleeping in my car in Encinitas. Although I'll talk more about that. That really wasn't that bad because I had $700 a month coming in. I had no rent, no car payments, and I was walking on the beach. I had an awesome time. I had a chance to recharge my batteries. That wasn't bad at all. In fact, it was awesome. But I did sleep in my car the first 4 months here, And that still wasn't bad because it was summer. I had custom, in the same exact vehicle, I had WeatherTech shades. I just had to sleep from 10 till 4:30 in the morning. I went to Starbucks every morning. I went to St. Mark's Coffee House. Very similar to what I did in Encinitas, but I didn't have my loft. I didn't have my lift platform. I was more or less, to all intents and purposes, one step above the people that are sleeping in there, or 10 people that are homeless, except I had the advantage of having my car, obviously, and then I had $700 a month coming in. But that was my starting point about a year ago. Now, I'm already feeling, and there's, and so I told Sophia about this, but the important part that I told her about that is more important than anything right now, including the day, Matthew's event and all that, is my dad called me a week ago and told me he was dying. And my mom wrote a text, said, Dad's dying. That was like a week ago. I immediately booked a flight. And I'll talk more about this when I get back to my loft because I'm driving right now. But I just drove out to spend 24 hours with my dad and mom and had an awesome visit. They're very happy I came. They understood, because of my circumstances and the way my lifestyle is, as much as I wanted to just hang out for a few weeks or a week or 5 days, I couldn't. I just had to come in, spend time with them. I took a bunch of photos. I made the best, I had the best time for my visit there. I picked up my massage table, all my stuff, connected with my dad. I had a chance to talk to my mom about the whole situation in person, not over the phone. And they really appreciate. My dad was really happy I came because he knew he's dying. He could die any day. But then again, we've talked about, he's on oxygen. His heart's operating at 20%. He's having to take morphine. He's hanging in there. He's watching TV. He has good days, bad days, and he could live another 6 months, or he could die tonight. But the point is, I got to see him, and I told him that I'm probably not going to be here when you die, most likely. Now, I do have the possibility of jumping on a plane and being there in 2 hours, if it comes down to that. If my mom contacted me and said that this definitely looks like he's going to pass, like tonight or tomorrow, I could do that. So that's going on. You could say that's negative. But the truth is, my dad's 90. He just wanted to make it to 90. And I'll talk more about how I